think you can drive a car to most of those places.
That's the old part of town up there, and it's not whitewashed.
Here we run into a traffic jam that is just so jammed up. You can't really move. They finally wiggled their way through it. And see, there two buses can't pass on a corner or curve. It's just too sharp. You can see how close we were coming to the edge of the road in a lot of those turns.
I'm afraid we have to spend the night here. Yeah, gridlock.
Looked like maybe a hotel there, although nothing was said about it.
We're waiting for some buses to disentangle, but we're not flying yet. Our last view of this part of the coastline. This will be this little town built on the side of a hill.
There's a swimming pool there, and look at the arch, or rather the hanging gardens of grapes or vines. Found those on all the hillsides around wherever they could plant something.
And it goes to the highest peak of the island at 1,800 feet above the sea level. But obviously, at the moment, it's not working. Ragione.
He's talking about the chairlift.
Or you want to try now? Perché non va? The Blue Grotto that I mentioned this morning is very important from a historical point of view. A book that attracted the island was a bestseller of the epoch, numerous personages. Saranguayal, two ones. There he is. And I know into the peninsula 10 years ago, 79 really. Before then, the greatest problem for the inhabitants has been the lack of spas of water. Huh? You can see that over here by the television there are some spas and some cisterns to collect the rainwater. Even though the vegetation has always been very luxurious, the Mediterranean pine tree with its typical shape of an umbrella, oleanders, acacias, bougainvilleas, oaks, and so on. So we are going to enter this place, as I said, that used to belong to this gentleman, Axel Munthe, born nearby Stockholm and died and buried in Stockholm at the age of 92.
He was talking about the Swedish diplomat that was lived there, and he acquired a bunch of ancient Roman artifacts, and then finally donated them to the Swedish legation government, and they kept it open by charging admission, and we went through it, but we could not take pictures. Capri is composed of two towns, one higher and one on the lower level. One of them, which I can't remember, is for the poor comparatively, and the other one's more exclusive. Do you remember which is which? Anyway, I can't remember which was for the rich people.
On top of which we have the remains of the best of the 12 villas of Tiberius. The one dedicated to Jupiter, sadly famous because of the so-called leaf of Tiberius, where, according to the legend, apparently this mad Roman fellow used to throw over the cliff his enemies dead.
Vesuvius.
Axel Munthe, there was, as I said before, also an animals lover, acquired the remains of the castle to transform it into a sanctuary for the birds of migration, because before then there was a massive capture of these birds. Once you will be at the top, following an hour, like Egyptian will be at the end of the corridor, which is flanking the chapel. La Sphinx, the Sphinx, is Egyptian Sphinx. It dates back to the second dynasty.
Yeah. This is the garden.
Go ahead.
It's scary.
Well, it's just a little windy, and I
You're
don't have...
just alone in your city.
They were afraid to go up on the chairlift, which I'm showing you here. Which is that drive up on that highway was more scary than that chairlift.
That's the tip of Italy down there. That's even further south.
That's the end of the island. They say it's only 7 square miles, I think he said, or he will say it. Kay and I went up to the top. We're up at the top at the lookout now.